Yeah. And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. This We Talk Weeklies After the Talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies After the Talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle. Every time Sizzle's not here.
I know. It's all
Classy
good.
Lady Sparkle.
And the beautiful
Lady Estad.
This is We Talk Weeklies After the Talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies After the Talk. I'm your boy Charles Gregory. And look, we have a jam-packed show, ladies and gentlemen. Listen. When you're going to talk about music, we're going to talk a little bit about music. We got a gentleman with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for that's in the studio today. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We got some good news and bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Good news and bad news.
I'll let y'all decide.
All right, there you go.
We seem to do that every week.
No doubt. We got Lady Estad in the building.
Hey.
And what else? You know what? Maybe I'll play a little bit of Council President Kenyatta Johnson. Had some great words to say. You know, I had the opportunity this past week to go to Business on Board. I believe it's Business on Board. They had something they call Unusual Politics. It was really cool. You know, the council president talked a little bit about why our voice matters, right? And so it was important to talk a little bit about why our vote and voice matters as it relates to this upcoming election. Because you're going to be tasked to vote for the person who you believe best fit your interests. I don't care who you vote for, just as long as you perform your civic duty. Again, don't feel pressured to vote for someone who you believe you don't want to vote for. Your vote is your voice, not everyone else who is telling you to vote using their voice, if that makes sense, right? So make sure you vote, make sure you perform your civic duty. And with that said, Classy Lady, how was your day?
I had a filled day, fun-filled day.
Okay.
Speaking of voting, I actually hosted the first annual Camden County Democratic Committee Tea Party.
Okay.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, the Women Caucus. Basically, they were pushing the vote. So I'm like you see, I basically was telling everyone, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for,
That's right.
but use your voice to vote.
That's right.
But of course, it's the Democratic Committee. So
God.
yes, they was like,
it turned into a rally.
listen, they was like,
rally,
we
yeah.
know. They was like, she can't tell you who to vote for, the MC, but I'm gonna tell y'all. And of course, Kamala Harris was at the top of the list. And I mean, when I say these women looked beautiful, it was empowering. It was like positive energy. It was network and engagement. It was just great. They had, and just shout out to the mayor of Chislehurst, Jamila Odom.
Okay.
Her and her team did
Say
an amazing.
that, Chislehurst?
Chislehurst. It's near. It's in South Jersey,
Okay.
near Clementon, Cherry Hill, all that.
Okay,
And it was in
yeah.
Cherry Hill. And also shout out to Desiree Watkins, who is Deputy Mayor's first. She's the Deputy Mayor Raymond Watkins' first lady. So she's married to one of the deputy mayors. But again, the whole team did an amazing job. So I did that this morning for about 4 to 5 hours. My kids went, my sissy went. Like it was great. So yeah, and I'm here.
What about you, Lady Estad?
I got the opportunity to spend this afternoon with a childhood friend to catch up, which, you know, it's always good to do that. We haven't spent some time together in some years. So that was fun. And she brought her daughter along who's getting married and was like, she wants to talk to you about wedding stuff. I was like, I'm trying to get off the wedding stuff, but okay. Her daughter wasn't at my wedding, but she was like, it looked like so much fun. Can you help me? I was
She
like,
got the right
wow.
person.
So I was like, y'all trying to throw me back into work already. But I just spent like an hour or so with her, but then we got the chance to do lunch and stuff. So that was nice.
Okay.
That's what's
No,
up.
for sure. Okay. Well,
All right, what's up? Say, come on.
Yeah,
We know you had a busy day. Outside of
Always.
busy day, can you give us a little bit more detail in your day?
Just excited of our next guest.
See, here we go.
All right.
I'm just excited about our next guest. And so why don't you let us know who do we have today?
So today we have Mr. Dennis Atkinson, holds a Bachelor of Arts from Eastern University and a Master of Music from Berklee College of Music, a Grammy-nominated arranger and orchestrator. He has worked with top artists like John Legend, Shirley Ralph. That's also a musical treat that we'll talk about the iconic Shirley Ralph in this interview. Y'all already know what to do. Let's give a warm We Talk Weekly welcome to Mr. Dennis Atkinson.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
How are you, my friend?
Right
How
here
are
in the
you?
studio with us today.
Hold on, I don't hear you, my friend. Let's go it again. One more again.
Thank you.
There we go.
There you go.
Glad to be here. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we always start off our conversation. How was your day, my brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. Just one day at a time.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather say. Thank God I woke up above the grass this morning.
I know that's right. Yeah.
That's all that matters, man.
No doubt. So let's jump right into it. What got you into music? I mean, you spoke about your grandfather. Did he have any kind of like influence in your music? Was it your parents? Like, what got you actually into music?
Actually, I was born here in Philadelphia.
Hold on. There you go. Shout out to Phil.
And then I ended up moving to North Carolina. Okay. So I was surrounded with a lot of quartet singing. So my dad was into those kind of groups. So during that time, that was actually training my ear. I didn't know what chords were and all that. So that was training my ear. And, and then I ended up coming back to Philadelphia and I ran into a lot of different gospel influences such as the name is Michi Garland Waller. He plays for John P. Key, Hezekiah Walker, all these guys. So I started learning different, music, and it just opened me up,
Yeah, you went into Berklee College. That's a prestigious college. Yeah. How was it getting into? First of all, how hard was it getting in? I mean, you're talking about musical greats that went to Berklee, right? But how was that experience for you?
Well, actually, I have a story about that.
Okay.
I was trying to get in 2009, and financially it didn't work at all. So I reverted to online classes to get a certificate. And then I tried to go back again. I auditioned twice and got accepted, but financially it just didn't work. Right. So, but all along God was just saying, not yet. Yeah. So I eventually went back after I went to Eastern University, got my bachelor's. I said, I'm gonna try this one more time.
Just one more again.
I'm gonna see what happens. And they accepted me, and I actually graduated last year.
Congratulations. You're fresh. How did that feel that, it was the challenge getting in, but you finally executed and got that piece of paper?
It was a good feeling, man. Yeah. And one of the things that I learned that just because God says he don't answer you right away, that doesn't mean that he's saying no.
Right.
No
doubt. Yeah. Go ahead, Spark. I know you had some questions. Yeah.
I wanted to know, we didn't read the full bio, but we'll go all into that. And it looks like you have different types of approaches to different genres of music. Tell us, how do you have that ear for that? Because some people who, when they sing gospel, it's just gospel, or R&B is just R&B. Tell us more about the different musical styles and how does each genre, have that creative process?
Well, for me, I grew up listening to a lot of different music, gospel, jazz, Oscar Peterson, even some Barry Manilow.
Yes,
most cultures look at that kind of funny. So, but those different type of classical, pop, all of that is, it just resonated with me, and I was just always a stickler for the more genres that you learn and get up under your belt, the more checks you get. So you're able to, do different styles, and then I just jumped into, but film scoring. That's a whole nother animal. Yeah. So it's not like.
What is it called?
Film scoring.
Film scoring.
Do you film score?
That.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us more about what film scoring is.
Film scoring is.
You see how excited I got?
I know, right?
And I don't want to turn you from the camera.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because everyone's going to be.
So film scoring is basically when a composer that writes music gets with a film director or a producer, and they get together and they discuss writing music for the film, whether if it's a song, whether if it's mood music, it's horror and all that kind of stuff, and so that's just basically
it's funny you say that. I saw something online and it was Different Strokes, right? I don't know if y'all saw it. Yeah. Did I send it to you?
You might have.
Okay. And it was like, the theme song, the Different Strokes. Different Strokes. Okay, so they took that off.
And put scary music to it.
I
saw it.
Yes, and they put eerie music. And I've literally seen it like this man has kidnapped these two black boys off the basketball court. And then when they look back, it's like, what? Like, I know the movie, the series, the show.
Right. So that's why music scoring is so important, because music and lighting sets the tone for your film. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So based on what music you lay under that can create the tone for it. Right. You know what I mean? So that's also what evokes emotion from your audience. Absolutely. So even when you're watching Halloween, that Halloween music that we hear with, Michael Myers, like that was written specifically for that film. Yeah. So while you may hear, like when they say a movie soundtrack, okay, they took a bunch of songs, some that may have written for the movie or some that may were already on albums and used it in the movie. So, you got a soundtrack. But scoring is a little different because this is custom music that's just for that particular film.
Got you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So with filming, what is it?
Music scoring.
Music scoring. Is it like hertz? Like, is it like sound like that as far as you orchestrating what sounds you want involved in the music in the film?
Basically, it's like a conglomerate of like working with the orchestra or working with samples, like slaps on tables and all that kind of stuff. And it's a whole conglomerate of that.
What was your very first memory of music that really influenced you? It was like, I got to do this.
That's a good question. So there is a group that I am crazy about. Y'all may know. It's called Take Six.
Oh, Take Six.
Yeah. I am good friends with Mark Kibble and Claude McKnight. So
all harmony.
Yeah.
For sure.
So when I heard them, that changed my world. I was like, I want to learn harmony. I'm gonna learn these songs. I'm gonna get into it. Cause I started out on drums, and then after I heard them, so that did it for me. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty big. So moving forward, we graduate recently, you got into this music, and I listened to some of the arrangements that you sent to us. The one that stood out to me, Philly's own Jasmine Sullivan, right? Of course, so I love her. But it was maybe the first one you sent. I really, really liked. What inspires you to? Because it seems you lean toward a certain genre, right? It seems you lean ballad wise. It seems you mid tempo. Is it a reason for that? Is it the mood that really brings you in? Is it the artist? What is it that makes you push a certain way with the music?
Good question. One, it's the artist. Their delivery to me. Once they come to me, then I have the song, blah 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 blah. Then once I hear it, it's that mid-tempo slow sound. Right. And for the most part, I got this from Quincy Jones. He said there's a song that's called Little Darling. Okay. Ba, ba, dun, 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 da, da, da. But it was faster. Right. And they played it in Count Basie thing. And he said, Count Basie said, wait. He said, let's slow it down. And he picked the slowest tempo and that he ever heard in his life. And he said, and when they played it, you can hear the harmonies. You can hear the chords. You can feel the emotion in the song. Because when it's fast, it just rushes by, So that's the approach that I take, timing. I don't necessarily slow the song down, but it's just kind of that warm, heartfelt vibe, and it just ends up going that way.
I hear it, and both. I mean, we get tons of music sent to us, right? And I usually don't pay. I go through it. It only take me like 5-6 seconds, and I'm like, all right, it's cool, and I keep it moving. But listening to your music, I was like, whoa. I listen through, and then I go to the next one, listen through. Then I go to the next one. I'm like, all right, I'm loving what I'm hearing. I like the Christmas.
Thank you.
The Christmas piece of it. All of the music was amazing.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely, absolutely. So kudos to you, and I'm sure we'll make sure that we'll play a lot of the music here.
Thank you.
And I would encourage you, send something to us that you believe might score We Talk Weekly, and we'll play it every time we come on.
Sounds
You
good.
know, we'll make something like that happen. But as we move forward, right, and you're working with these artists, right, is it an artist that you haven't had the ability to work with right now that you would love to work with? and to add to that question, right, artist and musical. Right, both, yeah.
I actually met Quincy Jones one time, but
Shout out to Quincy.
I would love to work with him, but artist wise,
Yeah.
that's a good question, man. Whitney's not here.
Shout out to Whitney, man.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Whitney's not here. Michael's gone.
Oh,
so
All the greats, right?
yeah,
Luther's gone.
It's Prince.
Luther,
Right.
Prince. Shout out to Prince. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So I would probably have to say, most likely Beyonce, upcoming Coco Jones. I actually did some
She's
stuff for her
great.
not too
I
long ago.
love
Coco
her.
Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Coco Jones, yeah. Musical. What if you had the opportunity to do another musical over, like, say, for example, The Wiz or something like that?
That's my show, man.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I just watched it. That's why I came out The Wiz. I love The Wiz. But what musical would you like to rescore? Or is it a musical out there that you watched and you was like, I probably would have did that a little different?
It would definitely be the Wiz.
Okay.
And some stuff you just can't redo, but
Yeah.
some stuff you put some more juice to it. It would be the Wiz, and it will be the Sound of Music.
Sound of
That's
Music.
big.
Yeah.
That's big.
Because I'm into orchestral
Yeah,
writing
yeah,
and
yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, man.
That's huge. Like, what's that song? I mean, what's that film? Something Redux. I can't remember the name of the film, but that was a huge moment. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That was a huge musical moment. E.T.
Yeah.
Had a lot of musical moments. It seems the older shows concentrated more on like thematic big music.
And that's a good point, because that's what we learned in Berkeley.
Interesting.
I'm
talking Berkeley talk, huh? I'm talking. No, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, Ennio, John Williams, those guys wrote themes. Themes was very big back then, and one of the things that they taught us is themes is important, just like you said, because it builds a memory. But today's films don't have a lot of that,
I don't know what's going on with the music today. It's just so different.
Yeah, man.
I think of, all right, here you go, Spark.
What?
The Godfather wouldn't be the Godfather without that.
Yeah.
Coppola.
Yeah. It's look,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Godfather wouldn't be Godfather without that music.
Even what's that movie? It's connected to the Godfather somewhat. Once Upon a Time in America.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Ennio Morricone. He did the score.
Go ahead, Spark.
What challenges have you faced to ensure that your arrangements are, being brought to life by the performers? Like, have you ever had a challenge where you have to pull it out of the performers when you're orchestrating?
Most of the time, because they hear the music that I've. So here's the process to answer your question. So the artist would come to me, and I will make a mock-up of what the orchestra would sound like. Not a real orchestra, but like and then I'll give it to them so they can kind of hear. See, back in the day, they really didn't have that. It was just, they said it at the piano. So the challenge is a little easier, because they can hear already what it's going to sound like. So when I work with them, it's like, okay, this is what it's going to sound like. This is what I need you to do. You know, versus like what the orchestra is going to sound like. We're not sure. We just hear a piano playing. We don't know what it's, you know, then you have to really work hard to get them. So nothing challenging, really. Plus the a level of artists that I work with, they're just
Top
there.
tier. Yeah.
They get in and do it. Yeah.
Do you listen to classical?
Yes, I do.
Have you heard of Florence Price?
Sound familiar?
Yeah, she's way back, but I think she was like the first black woman. She did her first
Play piano.
yeah, she composed when she was like I think 4 or 5 years
Okay, I
old.
think so,
But
yeah.
I just I've diagnosed myself with ADD. But when I'm working, I have to have some kind of background noise.
Got you.
And I listen to classical music when I'm studying, when I'm writing, whatever I'm doing. I turn it down and it allows me to think better. Yeah.
The word classical stands out because there's been a kind of discrepancy about what is actually classical music.
All right. Teach us.
But there's I was in school and they was like, jazz is classical music.
Yeah, instrumental.
Instrumental jazz is opera, like all music is it has its, but we've been taught culture, that classical is it looks a certain way. It sounds a certain way, and that's really not the case. It's all is classical music.
I mean, I think Star Trek, like that was classical music.
Classical music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna say, all right. So interesting enough. Number one, big movie thing was The Godfather.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I just happened to look it up to see like some top 10s. So I want you to listen to these top 10s and let me know if you agree. They have this on another site. It said top 130 best movie theme songs, right? On IMDb. 1, Requiem with a Dream. You agree?
Never heard it.
Okay. It had one of the Wayans brothers in it and all of that. I actually seen it. 2000 came out in 2000. Gladiator.
Yeah.
My favorite.
It's number
One
2.
of my favorites.
Okay. How about Inception?
Yes.
2010?
Yes.
Number 4, Platoon.
Pieces of that. I really get into that heavy.
Okay. Number 5, The Last of the Mohicans. I don't know if I've seen that.
I've never seen that.
Okay, yeah. 2001, well, number 6, Space Odyssey.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
good.
there you go. Number 7, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep, that's good.
You would agree? Okay. Number 8, Lord of the Rings. Heavy, right? Number 9, interesting, Saw.
That's different.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Number 10, 28 Days Later. I can't remember that.
28 Days Later, is that some
Scary
kind of...
movie. 28 Days Later it started with some monkey had some disease
Oh, yeah.
and
And
went
broke
crazy.
out?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Vaguely remember that. Okay.
Interesting. 11 real quick. Some honorable mentions. Forrest Gump. 11.
yeah.
12 Braveheart. I agree. 13 The Divide. I don't remember that. 14 Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 15 Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
16 Sunshine. I don't remember that. 17 Jurassic Park.
Yeah, John Williams.
Yes.
They should
Hold
go-
on. What's
they
it?
should go
Real quick.
further.
18 Starship Troopers.
I don't see that one.
19 Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And 20 Emil.
I don't know
Emily.
that.
It's like kind of like this.
But see that I think
Yeah, cool.
they didn't even go far enough back. You got Carrie,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
gosh,
got Jaws.
Jaws.
It's so many that you can like go back in the 80s. Like
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger was like, as soon as you close, you be like this, you know. Like,
The Gremlins.
Gremlins. Yeah, Gremlins. And we got what's that? Was it? I want to say Omen. I forgot what you.
The Omen. Yeah.
That
The
joint
Omen,
was
yeah.
crazy.
Omen, yeah.
All right, yeah.
what's the one where her head spins?
Oh gosh, Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Okay, I don't know. If that's-
she said her head spins, no doubt. So I want to jump into you. Why don't you ask the question? Because we're about to get on one of my favorite people in the world on the planet. But
My question about your favorite person in the world. So go ahead. It's the same question.
Shirley Ralph,
Yes.
Shirley Ralph.
Super Bowl. I want to play a little something, and I want you to talk a little bit. Make sure we don't get struck with this, John. I mean, but I'm gonna present something. We'll go here. Let's do this, and let's talk a little bit about just a little piece of it, but we're gonna go into it. Yeah.
To perform Lift Every Voice and Sing, please welcome Emmy Award winner Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Lift every voice I see, chill earth and heaven, ring with the harmonies of liberty.
All right, that's probably about all we can play without getting struck. So YouTube will strike you in 2 seconds, right? I probably played too much, but I wanted to listen to it. But if you want to go, you can just Google it and it'll pop right up. Maybe we'll put it on our website so you can find it directly. But I want to talk a little bit about that. One, how did you get the opportunity to do that? Two, what were you thinking as, you know, with the arrangement of that, right? And three, when it was complete, what was the feeling of that moment?
Well, how I got the opportunity to do it is I'm real good friends with Adam Blackstone. You guys may have heard of him. He do all the hip hop BET Award shows. He's just huge right now. So he called me. He's like, "Hey man, I need a killer arrangement of that song." And I said, "All right." I said, "Well, what key? What key you needed in it?" We kept going back and forth. So he sent me a demo of just the Rhodes playing, and I took that and I built the orchestral and the strings around that, and horns and all that kind of stuff. And then so everything is digital these days. So once I got done, I sent that to the drummer. His name is Briz. Came from Philly too. Amazing.
Shout out to Philly. No doubt.
Yeah. He's on
That's
tour
great
with
people,
Pink right now.
Shout out.
And
Shout out to Pink too. Pink from around the way, no doubt.
Yeah. So that's how I got that gig, and he loved it, and we just moved forward. I kind of actually there was no vocal on there, so I had to imagine her singing and someone singing how it would probably sound, and just kind of build that bed for them to, and then I actually didn't hear it until it was on TV.
Wow.
So what was that moment like? So when you seen it on TV with your arrangement with, she's Black excellence, right? And so what was that emotion like? What were you thinking, like?
It was exciting, man.
Yeah.
It was something on that level.
Yeah.
The Superbowl opening. I'm not gonna say little me, but it was just like, wow. I had to pinch myself, like, man, this is happening. My frat brothers, they call me.
What frat?
Huh?
What frat are you in?
Paradise Lodge 1.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic. Okay. Yeah. Okay, brother Hiram, no doubt.
Yes, sir, brother. Okay. You brother?
I'm a traveling man.
Yes, sir. Okay. You got a lot to talk about. Okay.
From the east, you know.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Just saying. Okay.
And I found out that Cheryl is actually a daughter.
Interesting.
So and Pyramid One. So,
Okay. Good. Okay.
So so all of that, I was actually, and then Adam, shout out to Adam, he put the credits up on Facebook, like, who did what. And a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, give him a round of applause. See, this is I just want to stop you there. You can finish your story, but I just want to stop there real quick, because certain people, when they get to a certain position, they feel like other people are insignificant.
Yeah.
Right? And when you have a platform that big, it's really important for those who are coming up underneath you,
absolutely, man.
for you to shout them out, right? And so if you're watching this and you have any level of influence and you have been helped, please give them credit. Please give those people credit, because oftentimes We don't get paid for it, so all we do have is our credit. So
Yeah.
please give us our credit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But really quick, just say what this is, where people who just tuned in,
Yeah.
that this Mr. Dennis Atkinson, for the 50th Super Bowl,
Yeah.
that he orchestrated the national anthem sung by Shirley Ralph.
That's right. That's
Like,
right.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was in fact, I was home playing with my 3-year-old, and I got a call from Johnny Kroon,
Okay.
drummer.
Yeah.
He actually put Briz and all them guys on. So
Yeah, no doubt.
Oed, and he was like, "Hey man," he said, "you all over Facebook?"
Ah.
And I'm like, "What's going on?" He said, "Adam, put your name up. You did
That's
this
dope,
and that."
man.
And I happened to look. I was just so I thank God for the opportunity,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and him connecting me with, you know, guys like that, and you know. But it was a great feeling, man. Overall, it was like,
Fantastic.
yeah.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the gentleman who he's referring to is the gentleman who, if I believe it was the 50 years of hip hop on BET, where he did the acknowledgement of those who passed.
Oh,
So he put that whole kind of BET show together.
wow.
Right? Am I correct with that? Yeah, yeah. And so that's who the gentleman who he's talking about, that kind of like put him on and called him and reached out to you. You're talking about a person that's making some waves in the industry right now. So kudos to him, you know. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it was a good feeling, man. It was a good feeling, and a lot of gigs came from that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was going to ask. So, what came out of that, and was it something where people were calling you like, "Yo, I seen you. Can you do this now?" Like, how did that start working out? Yeah,
That's how it happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, you just doing your thing, and
Just the
then somebody
credit,
just
yep.
go. Then they see your name,
That's
and
right.
then after a while, you start getting calls, and everything just start happening. Shout out to Dr. Stephen Ford.
Okay.
He's like the Quincy Jones of gospel, and he was my mentor and he, as well as Adam Blackstone, he pushed me out there as well. You know, so. And the gigs came, the scores came, the movies came. I also did the World Games. You might have seen that. I got a call from Dr. Henry
Wow, that's
Panion,
big.
and he wanted me to do the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony. So,
Nice.
75-piece orchestra. It was great. I met Lionel Richie, so he's a brother too.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
All right.
Him and I talk.
Okay,
And
yeah.
so many great things came from that, man,
Yeah.
and still coming. So I just give God thanks for
Amazing.
the opportunity.
Amazing. That's why I say, like, if you're in a position, sometimes we don't care about payment. If you can just push the elevator, descend the back down to get us.
Amen.
That's all we want. That's all we want. You don't have to give us no money. Just, give us a look. Give us a no-look pass so we can make the assist, right?
Right.
And that's what we want. Go ahead, Spud. Yeah.
I wanted to know, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
The legacy that I want to leave behind to upcoming composers, arrangers, and producers is that if you believe in it and it's in your heart, I mean, it's in your bones to do, keep doing it. Don't stop. As Steve Harvey said, he didn't have a plan B. Because if you put
lot
too
of
much
people say that.
emphasis on plan B, plan A is not going to work.
That's right.
And so the legacy that I would like to leave is just keep going, don't stop. If it's in you, no matter what.
Never
and
give up.
and there will be some dry seasons. There was a lot of dry seasons, brother. I was like, but God made a way. He said His gift will make room for you. So, but that's what I would leave, is just don't give up, keep going. From my experience, yeah.
Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with someone with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. If you're just tuning in, we have Mr. Dennis Atkinson, and I'll rewind. I'm not gonna give it away because I want you to watch the show. Rewind from the beginning and watch who this gentleman is, who is building a legacy. And we're talking about Black excellence here, because I believe that you have some big things in the future. And since we're on that, I think that's a great transition to talk a little bit about what do you have coming up next?
I'm working on a film at the moment. It's entitled. It's about Brandon Cooper. He's from, I believe, he's from D.C. Iconic Films is his production, and a brief synopsis about the movie. And it's about a mother and a father and their daughter, and they're living kind of like a lavish life, and they kind of struggling financially, and they're contemplating on selling their assets. So, and then they go deeper and they start digging into the daughter's, her life insurance.
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
And then it just takes a turn, so I have to score. I start this week, start scoring on that. Last year, I did a movie called A Naughty Christmas, M-E-S-S.
A Christmas.
A Naughty Christmas Story. It's on Tubi.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. I'm trying to tell you, it's a mess.
I love it.
It's
I
a
love it.
mess. It's a mess.
That's funny.
And it's good, though. It's really good. Trey Chaney's in it.
Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt. So why don't you let everyone know how they can get in contact with you, how they can find you, all that good old stuff.
You can go to www.DennisLAtkinsonJr.com, and I will be of great service to you.
Fantastic. There you go. We're talking about black excellence, ladies and gentlemen. And it was an absolute pleasure to have you here on the show, my brother.
Glad to be here.
I want you to continue doing excellent work, man.
Absolutely.
I think, when we think of music, we don't necessarily think of a composer like yourself. We don't think of someone, doing big arrangements. And so you're a unicorn in that respect,
Thank you.
And to the fact that you're here on We Talk Weekly and we're able to give you a platform for more people to know who this is, I think you'll have more people considering different ways to put music together, right?
Absolutely.
Oftentimes we'll see certain music and we gravitate there because that's all we know.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And so I just want to talk, before I let you go, why don't you talk a little bit about that? What got you into that style of music, instead of, what we'll grow up to, hip hop or something like that, or maybe R&B, what got you into this big music, which is so amazing.
I would have to say it was two people, and that's Quincy Jones and Dr. Stephen Ford. I had no idea I was going to be interested in strings, orchestras, flutes. That because I looked at that as classical.
Right.
I'm like, that's for them.
Right.
And I started. There's no time, like no pinpoint where I can pinpoint it. It just happened, man. And a lot of stuff I was following, I never knew that Quincy Jones did. I was learning a lot of stuff, and it was just Sanford and Son. I'm not sure if he did that.
Oh, I didn't know
He
that.
did the Bill Cosby. He did Austin Powers.
Yeah.
This dude, he's crazy, man.
Wow.
And so I started learning, and every time I would look at it, I was like, Quincy Jones.
Wow.
Then I would see it again. Quincy Jones. I said, wait a minute.
Keep saying his name.
Wait a minute.
That's why it's important to read the credits.
Yeah,
Right.
There you go. Yeah.
So I went into his and just read his stuff, and that just opened up another world for me. And basically, I looked at him like, if he can do it, then I know I can do it.
But that's exactly it's that point that I want people to take from this, right? For a young man, young lady, young sister to look at you and say, if he can do it, I can do it.
And that was one of the reasons why.
Right.
Because as a culture, just like you said, sometimes we get locked into a box.
Yeah.
And there's a lot in this man that just because he did that and Stephen Ford did that, I'm like, there's not a lot of us doing that.
Yeah.
I said, let me take a stab at it, and it just growing. So then I started thinking about I'm like, how many other cats out there that's
Right.
Wow.
able to really sit down and write for a movie?
Wow.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but Henry Mancini, he was sitting with Quincy Jones, and somebody was talking to him about Quincy doing movie music, and they was like, I was thinking of Quincy Jones. Can he do? And Henry said, yeah. He said, but can and he kept stuttering and staggering. He said, but can black men do movie music?
Wow.
You know, and he said, of course they can. You know,
Right,
so
right.
it's those things, man. That was like, you know what, I want to do that.
That's because they're concerned about how well-rounded you are, and a lot of times they look at us and think we only know one kind of
There you
music.
go.
That's why it was very important for you to learn all the other music, and anything that we want to engulf ourselves in and be good at, you have to learn history of it. And where did music
it.
start from?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
strings, right? They got all these
Etymology,
bass
yep,
machines today where you just the drums and everything is set for you, but it's nothing like real music when you got that full band, that full orchestra, and you get to hear those instruments live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I want to start, and I want to, I know I said I was going to let you go, but real quick, because I want people to understand, because you said something earlier that everything is digital now, right? And so real quick, can you walk us through how you create this big sound real quick? Yeah.
Well, it all starts with the melody,
Right.
you know, and for most composers or musicians, we got 1,001 chords and arrangements for one melody, and it's about choosing that right one.
Right.
And that's difficult sometimes. So we get on the piano, we work out the chords, the timing, and all of that. Then
And what are you using when you do that?
I use Logic
Okay.
Pro.
Okay.
I have a controller, Motif XF8.
Okay.
And I use that, and I sit there and I work out the harmonies, the kinks and all that kind of stuff. And then I make a sketch of what I want the orchestra to do. You know, so I may just do chords, and that'll be just for the strings.
Gotcha.
If I do some runs and something, I may do that for the woodwinds. You
Gotcha.
know, if I want an open space and I just want to play some warm chords, I'll leave that for the warm French horns.
Love it.
So it's kind of like building a house. You know what I'm saying? And then it just grows from there. I have a music notation software called Sibelius 7, and you have to enter all the notes in there. You know, just hit a button and it pop up. You know,
Wow, right,
you have to, and it's almost like old school. Like back in the day, Quincy and them, they sit down and wrote. You know, this here is, you know, you have your computer, so you put the notes in, you know, and one at a time, and then the drummer. Then you got to do the music notation for the bass player.
Wow.
Then you have to do the score. If there are background singers, you have to score that out. So it's a process, man. I mean,
And you're so you're layering all of this
Yes.
information,
Yes, sir.
right? And you're putting it into Logics, or you're putting it into
I'm putting it into Logic and Sibelius, and it syncs up, and I can play them both at the same time.
Right.
So you hear the drums, the synths, and all that, and the orchestra behind it.
Right.
And then I bounce that down, and it's a mock-up, and I can give you like a simulation of what it would sound like on TV or this and that.
Right. What if a young person was watching this and they was like, "Gosh, I would love to get in contact with him," or does he help you out? Does he have anything that assist the what would you say to the young person that's watching you right now?
I would say make sure this is something that you really, really want to do, and that's not to scare them off.
Right.
But it's a process. You know, you it's time. You know, some people want the fast road these days. You know, they want to get in and just hit a button and up. You know, and that's how it is. You know, but what I would say is just make sure that this is something that you really, really wants to do, and if you need advice,
Right.
you know, me, and I know a couple of other people that can give you some advice on how to go about getting started, doing it, and going to the next level.
Fantastic.
You know, yeah, man.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on the We Talk Weekly amazing interview. You said this was your first interview?
Yeah, man.
I can't tell. I can't tell. Well, at least we Talk Weekly had it first, right? So that's what's up. But good stuff, man. And one thing that we say on the show is once you come to the show, you're a friend to the show, so you're always welcome to come back.
And I'm an advocate for the behind the scenes folks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So first interview,
right.
best interview. We
Nice.
got that exclusive,
That's
Steve.
right. Yeah, give a round of applause for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
No doubt. So when you're continuing to rise, I won't say when you get there because you're there, right? But when you continue to rise, don't forget the little folk.
Oh, no, man.
Little folk in Philly. Folk in Philly. You know what I mean? No doubt. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want you to go anywhere because when we come back, we got someone with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for, Bella Rose. I can't wait to talk to them.
Yeah.
Right? And so I don't want you to go anywhere. We'll be right back, y'all, right after this. Hello.
We just want to get a little background as to who the Fantastic Noise is and the noisemakers. If you can let us know.
Yes, absolutely. So once again, I am Fantastic Noise. I am the original noisemaker, so no one's going to make as much noise as me, okay? And right here we have the Noisemaker Band. This is only half of it. The other stuffs are upstairs. My Kevin Lamar, Lonnie, and Dobbs, who are the actual band members. These are the background singers. And we came to make some noise. We came to bring that noise today. That's what we try to do. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did you guys get together?
Oh man, so it started with, I've been doing this on my own for almost 3 years now. And man, I guess each of these people here have different background stories. Most of us went to the same church together and we just kept going. This one, her, this is one of my assistants here, one of like my biggest supporter, my biggest shooter here. She's an assistant. So we just been building, and the same thing with upstairs with the band, just meeting through people, kept networking, kept seeing, and it was just like God ordained. Bam, here we are.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, could you guys do We Talk Weekly a favor?
Yes.
Can you give us a drop in a melody type way?
Oh, a melody type way?
Yes.
Okay. So We Talk Weekly?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do something like this. We Talk Weekly, come and hear us. We Talk Weekly, come and hear them. 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 We Talk Weekly, come and hear them.
We Talk Weeklies after the talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies after the talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful
Lady Esther.
Lady S. Class Lady Sparkle went down and let the other guests out.
She did.
Yeah, so she'll be back in a second. But let's talk a little bit about what do you think about that guest, Lady S.
I love that guest. I thought that was refreshing for us. I like getting exclusive interviews, and I like paying homage to the behind the scenes folks, man.
Yeah,
we don't get the glory, the blessing. You know what I mean? Everybody, the faces that are up front are the ones that everybody knows and everybody wants to interviews, but they don't know how much work goes into the behind the scenes stuff, man. All that music you hear when you watching the movies, when you looking at your favorite movie and them scary movies that's making you jump.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's that music that's making you jump, right?
That's real.
That takes time, and people don't know how much work goes into that. So I love people like him.
Me too. And I think the crazy thing also is that I always talk a little bit about just credit, man. That's all we want is credit. Don't worry about, because I heard somebody tell a couple people like they wanted me to kind of, costume or wardrobe the movie. And they was like, I don't know if I can afford them. some stuff I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just make sure I get that credit, that big
Exactly,
credit
because
on it.
what
you know?
happens, I'm a person that read the credits, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
I need to know who need to connect with next.
That's it,
you know
that's
what I
it.
mean? So somebody see a film and they love the wardrobe, they going to look to see who that costume person was, right? They going
That's right,
to
that's
find
right.
your name, they going to come look you up.
That's right, that's
So even if you can't pay me a whole lot of money, you just got me my next gig.
That's
Just
it.
give me my credit.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all good.
Yeah, speaking of getting credit, let's get credit to this next person that we have coming up. Who do we have coming up
Yes.
next? Holla at me.
Bella Rose. Okay, Bella Rose is a thriving entrepreneur who has expanded her beauty brand from skincare to candles, earning spots in major retailers like Macy's, Walmart, and Target, all the places I know I like to shop. The products have been featured in Martha Stewart's must-haves and are loved by celebrities and influencers. With certifications as a minority-owned and woman-owned business, Bella Rose continues to make significant strides in the industry. Y'all know what to do. Let's give a warm We Talk Weekly to Miss Bella Rose.
It looked like she froze and got to jump back on. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, I don't know what went on with her. Hopefully everything is all right. Looked like she was arguing with somebody behind there. Hopefully everything was okay. But as we wait for her to jump back on, what we'll do, let's talk a little bit about, the idea that we talk a lot about this election, right? We talk a lot about this election, and we talk a lot about, us doing our due diligence and us doing our research, right? And so let's talk a little bit about, what do you believe the need for us to express our voice? Like, let's talk a little bit about the importance for that. And I'll jump to you, Lady Esther. Why do you think it's really important?
All right, so just to be specific, are we talking about this?
Wherever you want to take it. Wherever you want to take it.
No, because when you said it, the first thing that popped in my mind was the election.
All right, here she goes. She jumped right back on. So let's jump her on. Back
to Bella Rose.
Bella, what's going on?
She is.
Everything all right? Looked like you was going back and forth with somebody.
I'm about to say, look like she on a train.
Listen, I've had a long day.
That's all right.
I am on the train. I'm on my way to Trenton.
Okay. Shout out to you. Shout out. So let's talk a little bit, because I know you kind of preoccupied, a little bit, So, I usually ask. I start there. So how was your day?
I got up at 5 a.m. Well, we had to get on a plane so I could surprise one of my friends. She did a speaking event, and then we went to New York City for the Fanatics Fest so that we can see everything at the Fanatics Fest. And then after the Fanatics Fest, we're here.
I love it.
Very long day.
Very long day. That's all right.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. I don't know if you heard that intro, but we were talking about your products and the Macy's and Walmart and Target and everywhere they can find them. And as I'm checking you out right now, I'm like, listen, look at these glasses, okay? Loving them. So tell us about this line, and we're how you started into especially with the jewelry, right? Because we love jewelry and skincare products. So we want to hear about that.
Skincare. Earbud fell out. 1 second.
Okay.
Hey, can you come back in 10 minutes, please? Can you come back in 10 minutes? I got to do another plunge. Hello?
We're here. Can you
Hello?
hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? She went out again. She probably, but sometimes she's traveling, so she probably went under one of the tunnels or something like that. And so we'll just talk a little bit about, we'll just talk a little bit until she get ready to jump back on, or she get better reception. I love her glasses, though. I love her glasses. But you're actually on her website right now, so tell us a little bit about what you're seeing on her website.
I'm not. So
you're not? I thought that's what you were doing.
I was trying to get to it. This is everything. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah.
Because the skincare products and the candles, that's like that's the woman's glory right there.
Yeah,
when we trying to have our our me time and our
and
self
smelling all
care,
good.
when we finally get all y'all out of the house,
and
we want to run that bath water.
You want them candles popping. It looked like she's back up. Let's jump back up.
Bella
Here
Rose
we go.
Boutique, yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh my God.
You can't hear us? That's all right. Well, we're going to keep talking until you can hear us. Because we can't hear you right now. But if you can hear us, yeah, we can hear you talking, but she can't hear us. So she having some technical difficulties right now.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us? No? No doubt you can't hear us yet? So, maybe, so what?
Everyone
Go
can
ahead.
see me.
There you go.
I can hear you guys.
You can hear us now? No, you can't hear us. You can't hear us? No. Nah, she still can't hear us.
Okay.
So it's probably a setting that she got to sit on her phone, make sure that she can hear us. Sometimes you got to change it. On the phones, it's hard to work on. She froze again. So
Hello?
there you go. Can you hear
Here we
us?
go. I can hear you guys.
There you
Okay,
go.
good.
There you go. Go ahead, Lady S. I'm sorry. Yep.
I was talking about we were talking about how the how us ladies like our me time and running those baths and stuff like that. So I said when I saw the skincare, and candle stuff, I said that's the first thing I thought about. So I was just checking out your website and really wanted to hear more about how you got started in creating some of this awesomeness.
I think we lost her again.
Lost her again?
Yeah.
Wow.
Keeps freezing.
It keeps freezing. Yeah, it's just gonna be like that until she get off
She's
the
she's
train.
moving.
And so what we'll do right now? We'll jump right into all right. So I just asked Lady S. earlier before Bella Rose came on about voting, the importance of voting.
Why it's important to
Why is
use
it,
our
yeah,
voice.
they
Is that what
use
you
our
said?
voice. Yeah, why it's important to use our voice. And the reason I brought that up, and it looks like she back on. Let me see. We try again. One more again. Let's give her a chance. You can hear. Oh, she thumbs up. She can hear us and everything now.
I can hear.
There we go. So pretty much what the question was before, like the interruption, which is okay. We always had these technical difficulties. Don't worry about it, right? But one of the questions is we love, the ladies oftentimes love to get in the bathtub and, light the candles and smell all good. So what got you into, that?
Exactly what you said.
See?
We want to smell good. We want to look good. We want to feel good, right? So when we started off with beauty essentials. It was before the skincare. We started off with makeup products. I owned a clothing boutique when we first moved to Georgia, and we were trying to get everybody into the clothing boutique, but it just wasn't working. So we would pack our stuff up and take our clothes to the strip clubs in Atlanta, and that worked. So, but when we went to the strip clubs in Atlanta, everybody wanted makeup, lip gloss, lipstick. So was like, okay, well, we got to pivot. And we started selling lipstick, lip glosses, and I hired makeup artists from the strip clubs to work for me. And at the time, I had a publicist that was working for reality stars. So what I did was connect the makeup artists with the reality stars. And once I made that connection, we just got really popular. And the reality stars would shout out Bella Rose Passion. This is before post charge. And, everybody wanted to see what the product was about. And then we got onto the Steve Harvey show. Once we got onto the Steve Harvey show, I wanted to do more. I didn't want to just keep on searching for, what's next. So once I said I wanted to do more, I connected with the producers with the Steve Harvey show, and they helped me see how to structure a brand deal, which was with Walmart. And that's how we took our next step. And that was with the skincare products. Our first two products with Walmart was lotion and body wash. And now we have 42 products with Walmart.
Wow. That's amazing. So what is your actual site where if people can go to look for your products?
Uh-oh. There we go.
What is your actual site where people can go to look for your products?
It is Bella Rose Passion, BELLAROSE, P as in Paul, ASSION .co. And we also sell two of our exclusive unicorn products with Target.
With Target.
Yes.
Unicorn products. What are your unicorn products?
So we have unicorn lip butter, and we also have unicorn shea butter. Our unicorn shea butters is our top number one sellers. It's exclusively with Target because when we did the pitch, Target wanted the full unicorn collection. And one thing that I do, right now I mentor a lot of people that want to go into retail because we jump at the chance to go into retail, but we don't understand how those deals are structured. And they will try to take over and try to take, okay, well, this brand belongs to me type of thing. But I was able to structure a brand deal with Target during the pandemic where I own 100% of my products. So all proceeds go directly to me. And Target and I have a deal where my products are exclusively with them and not with any other retailer.
Oh,
So
nice.
you have some products. So you don't have the same products in different stores.
That's the
Correct.
smart part.
Okay.
She looking like, yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure they like that too because they're like, okay, well, if you want Bella Rose this, you got to come to us.
Exactly.
certain ones.
Okay. But then
Exactly.
you get the
Yep.
spread, but you get the spread just your stuff. Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
Bella Rose, now you talked about celebrities, like celebrities and influencers, they embrace your products. How do you cultivate
Oh
those
yeah.
relationships? Like how do
Well,
and what role do they play in your brand's growth? Did we lose her? Yeah, she's about to let us know.
oh, there we go.
I still hear
Okay,
it.
so
Okay.
yeah, I'm here. So when I first started meeting a few of the reality stars, I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is nice. But when they started promoting,
Hmm, we lost her again. We lost her.
there we are. Can you guys still hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I realized how important that resource was to me if I got connected with reality stars or celebrities. So I think my first encounter was with Cynthia Bailey from Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay.
And
Nice.
then she posted a lot of, her fans were like on the website purchasing a lot. And then my next big, well, at this time, my next big celebrity that got me a lot of sales was Bambi from Love and Hip Hop. Bambi
Okay.
posted it randomly. Like I knew her makeup artist and I would drop her makeup artist off some of my lip glosses. So Bambi randomly just posted, this is a beautiful day for some Bella Rose fashion lip gloss. And my
Mm.
PayPal was going crazy and I didn't understand why because I didn't even talk to her. Like we had no relationship at all. So PayPal locked my account because I made so much money and they didn't understand how that happened. They thought it was a scam. So
Oh wow.
that was and that was so long ago. But at the time, I didn't understand how to handle that. I didn't understand. I was still writing people names on shipping labels and everything, so I didn't understand how to handle that. But since then, when we started in Target, um, and once they were able to get our products in front of their fans, it's like the website, like their fans still currently purchase consistently. And that's what I
Okay.
love. Like their fans, it's a way to get with a any small businesses. If you want to grow and get your stuff in front of somebody else, I will definitely do influencer marketing. But it definitely has to make sense. Like it has to financially make sense. Some of these influencers charge like 8,000 and you only make like $50.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah.
That
That
doesn't make
doesn't make
That
sense.
sense at all. But now,
Right.
yeah,
if it don't make
now
dollars,
they have
it don't make
TikTok
sense.
shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so do
But
you have
now they have TikTok shop.
anything
Go
on
ahead.
TikTok shop?
Absolutely, all my products are on TikTok shop.
Oh, okay, great. So I'm looking at your
Yeah,
lip butter. So the unicorn lip butter, is that like a lip balm? It's
Yes, it
beautiful.
is.
But
So
I'm
it's
just trying to figure out how to
thank
use
you
it. It's so
so
pretty.
much.
I don't even know how to use it.
So many people that purchase, they're like, oh, I don't even want to touch it.
I know. I'm looking
But
at it, I'm like, this is gorgeous. It's so pretty.
it's absolutely and it's peppermint scented. So peppermint plumps your lips, and it
Oh
also
yes.
helps it. Yeah, the peppermint infuses your lips so that it stays moisturized all day long. So you have hydrated lips all day long. A lot of times, we talk a lot, we drink a lot, we do a lot of things so our lips get dehydrated. Especially if we wear lipstick and lip glosses, our lips get dehydrated. So I put it on before I put my lip gloss on, and it keeps my lips moisturized. Uh oh, I lost the earbud. Give me one moment. Here we go. Okay, I'm back.
How did you even come up with this idea for the? I mean, I now I see why it's called unicorn. But how
Can you
did you
guys
come
hear
up
me?
with this idea?
Can you hear us?
I can hear her. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. So as I'm looking at the unicorn lip butter, I was asking, how did you come up with the idea? Because like how it? Oh, she can't hear.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back. You guys can hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Hello?
We can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
You're talking.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't think she can hear
Can
us.
you hear me?
No. It was going mute, and then I could, like see it popping back and forth, on and off.
I can hear.
You
Can
can
you
hear
guys
me
hear me?
now? Yes. Yeah, we never lost you. Can you hear us?
I hear sound. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I hear sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
might have to come out and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard when they're moving.
Yeah.
Because, she's on the train, so it's going to keep going in and out when
Yeah.
she hits those dead spots.
Yeah, okay, that's all right. No time, no doubt. Sometimes we always have those technical difficulties, and so what we'll probably do is have her
back.
have her back.
Yeah.
It looks like she's coming from Trenton. Where
She's
was
on
she?
her way to
She's
Trenton.
on her way from where?
I didn't ask. She said she was going on her way to Trenton.
Okay, so because we might have to have her on the show.
Okay, I have
We
it.
have to have her. We
All right.
have to have her. come
Bella,
on.
where are you from?
You said where am I?
Yeah, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Jersey.
You from Jersey? How
I'm
about
from Jersey.
how about we do this? Would you come to the show in Philly?
How about I'm staying in Philly? I wish I would have known because I'm actually staying in Philly at Rivers Casino. But I fly back to Georgia tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, because we're in Philly. We could have you come into the studio tonight.
yeah.
Y'all right there. Y'all right there.
I'm like, she
man.
said she's going to Trenton, but I don't know where she's coming from.
She
I
at
feel like
Rivers
she's riding
Casino.
past us. You're like riding by us.
I get right, exactly. And I could have actually came to y'all today. I could have
Yeah,
went
you at
right
Rivers
to y'all.
Casino, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you right here.
I'm staying right here, girl. I'm staying right. I love that hotel. Shout out to Rivers Casino. I love that hotel. But I would love to come, visit you guys. I would love to make a trip. I'm always back and forth from Jersey to Georgia. And I would love to come, and do a live interview.
Yeah, make a pit stop in Philly.
Yeah, because I think it's not doing. I think this interview isn't doing you justice. Because one, I think you absolutely beautiful, right?
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
I love your energy, and I would want you actually with us.
I'm there. I'm there.
So
we were supposed to connect before,
yeah.
and I know we had to push it back. So
That's
I would love
all
to do a live interview.
Yeah, sure. So why don't we do this? We'll get back with your agent or your publicist, and we'll see how we can arrange for you to come into the studio, and you can bring whoever you want, and we'll have you. Why don't you just do a full show with us? It's 2 hours. You come and do a full show with us.
Okay.
Yes.
I can make that happen. I can make that happen.
Yes.
I would love that.
Because I feel kind of bad that we keep getting cut off and bumped off, and the
I
reception
know.
is really bad. But what I can promise, because this is my show, so I can do what I want to do, right?
Okay.
So what we'll do is next time you around, come to the show, and we'll do a full show with you here. All right.
Okay. Perfect.
And you
I'm
just got
right
to promise to bring us some goodie. Well, you probably can't bring me a goodie, but the ladies here.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't ever discount yourself because we sell candles. We sell it all. And men love our stuff.
Okay.
I know that's
All
right.
I know
We,
that's right.
we have a date night candle for the men to give to their women to let them know what time it is, okay?
I love that. I love that.
Date night
Okay.
candle.
Yes.
Well, we love that, and I love you, right? And
Thank
so I'm
you.
gonna make sure that next time we can arrange and you're around, we're gonna bring you
Yes.
to the show directly, all right? And you're gonna be one of our co-hosts for the night, all right?
Okay. I love that. Oh, I'm here for it.
All right, no doubt. All right, so we're gonna let Bella Rose go so she can get home, and I want you to be safe, right? I want you to be safe, and we'll promise to have you back. So I don't want you guys to go anywhere. When we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit more. We had Bella Rose on, but I don't want y'all to go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Why don't you tell everyone before we let you go? Why don't you tell everybody how they can get in contact with you and see all that good old stuff? Yeah.
Yes, so if you want to, please follow on Instagram at BellaRosePassion.com, or you can follow me at BellaRose_CEO. And you can go to the website, BellaRosePassion.co, or you can search for our products at Walmart.com, Target.com, and just put in Bella Rose Passion and you'll find all of our products.
I love it. Real quick, where can they find your rings and your glasses? Because I like all of that.
I know.
I love it. I love it. So again, we love you, and you're a friend to the show. So once you come to the show, you're a friend. So you're always welcome to come back. We can't wait for you to come to the show, and we're gonna make it a nice one. All right.
Thank you, Bella.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking time. I know it's been crazy connection, so I appreciate your patience.
Fantastic. Don't go nowhere, y'all. We'll be right back after this.
What's going on, you guys? This is Bridget Kelly, and you are locked into We Talk Weekly.
There we go. We Talk Weeklies after the talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies after the talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful.
Classy Lady Sparkle.
And the beautiful.
Lady Esther.
And we are here. You already know what's coming up next. We got, she had to, you don't want good news? Yes, we do.
I just was
That's
like,
my bad.
you sure you got just good news?
I know, right?
All that
No
crap.
doubt. Well, you ready for
Subconsciously, we was trying not to hear all that bad
I
news
know,
today.
right? That's what it was. That's my. So, you ready for me?
I'm ready.
All right, give it to me early. No doubt.
All right. Gentrification in West Philly is making it harder for longtime residents to stay in their homes because guess what's about to happen? Property taxes are going to go up. Mayor Sherelle Parker announced that homeowners will see an average increase on about $330 on their tax bill due mandatory on property reevaluations. For many in this historical Black and brown community where wages have been kept pace for the cost of living, the increase feels like an added burden. Although the mayor emphasizes that the extra funds will support public schools, residents are worried about how they'll manage the rising costs. They feel like it won't be enough to protect those at most risk. So homes will become more valuable on paper, but the very people who built their communities might be priced out, losing not just their homes, but their sense of belonging. The gentrification process, coupled with rising property taxes, specifically in the West and Southwest Philadelphia area, pushed longtime residents out. The mayor's approach, though legally mandated, raises concerns about equity and the protection of marginalized communities in the face of economic pressures. It's hard to ignore the human toll on those who could least afford it. What do y'all think about that? Southwest and West Phillies, even if you're in the, I don't think it's called homestead or tax abatement. They're saying to you, if you're on a fixed income or anything, they're saying that the city has either been paying taxes for the people or really no one's been paying, and now they have to go up on the price.
That makes sense. People aren't paying their taxes. People do not pay their house taxes. And then it gets higher and higher and higher, and then it's like, then they're upset when they're getting pushed out. But there are so many people who don't pay it.
But at the same time, if you peel back them layers, it's like, why they not paying? Is it resources for the right type of jobs? Has minimum wage been minimum wage been raised? Like, it's almost like the one is a byproduct, but what's the primary cause? You know what I'm saying? Like, they going up on taxes, but nobody's getting other kind of resources. Like,
I think it's a mix.
Are there more jobs available?
I think it's a mix of not being able to afford it, and then the ones that get it and put it aside and say, I'm gonna take care of it, because it's annual, right? It's a bill you get once a year. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get to it,
right?
And now they don't know where it's at.
But even if you think about with Sherelle Parker making everybody go back into the city, you got to pay for SEPTA now. You got to pay for childcare, like money that you said, okay, I'll try to allocate it to that. But now you in struggle mode. You trying to get to work. Now you got to eat. You got to either take your lunch. You got to pay for lunch. So it's like,
but that's not new.
What's not new?
What? Like,
having to go to work is not new.
Right.
What I'm
you
saying
had a break
is
from having to do it for 2 years, but now it's time to
no.
go back.
We're not going to talk. We're not going to say break, because it wasn't a break. It wasn't
What,
a break.
the world went through?
The world went through. That wasn't a break.
No.
But
But
what
if
happened?
you were accustomed to getting up, going to work every day, and getting on SEPTA and packing your lunch or whatever the case, you were in that routine. You were probably in that routine for 10, 20, 30 years. So then to not have to do it for 2-3 years and now have to go back to it.
But businesses were still productive
And
with
that's the part.
on the other side. It's like they're doing it for their benefit because they want you to pour more money into the city.
Oh, yeah.
It's like so many
Yeah.
people already had remote jobs, like Google, Yahoo, the Silicon people.
That's right.
And then now
Silicon
common
people.
folk now started to work from home, and they like, oh, y'all getting too comfortable. Because honestly, people were being more productive. You know, you do have that small pod of people who weren't doing what they were supposed to do, but you know, consequences make them come back in. But whatever it is, they're telling you to come back in, not for you, not for your work balance, but for them.
It's for the company. It's not for you, it's for the company.
Yeah, so so I think that's to the point of y'all telling us that you're rising things, but what are they giving to civilians? Like, what are they giving to common folk?
Chicky and Pete's French fries. And
I know.
Burritos.
At the toll booths.
All right.
100% agree with you, Spark. 100%.
Yeah. All right. That wasn't good news.
Clearly.
Clearly. Yeah.
This is not good news, but I guess how you look at it. All right. So a few months ago, I shared the story of a tragic incident where a 60-year-old woman in Florida, she shot and killed a black mother in front of her children. I don't know if y'all remember that story. The heartbreaking event started with a disagreement over the kids playing outside, but it was quickly turned into something much more serious. As I followed the trial, it was clear that this was more than just a case of self-defense. A Florida jury found 60-year-old Susan Lawrence guilty of manslaughter with a firearm, killing 35-year-old Ajaki Owens, known as AJ. She was a black mother of 4. The shooting occurred after Owens knocked on Lauren's door during a dispute about the children playing near Lauren's home. Lauren claims that it was self-defense, saying that she feared that Owens would break in and attack her. However, the prosecution argued that Owens was unarmed and that Lauren's actions showed reckless disregard for life. As the verdict was read, Lauren's I think I'm pronouncing her name right. Lawrence remained emotionally emotionless, while Owen's family was devastated. The defense argued that Lorenz has health issues and she lives alone and had to protect herself. But the prosecution kept pushing that this deadly force was not justified.
That's right.
The case was ignited discussions on Florida's self-defense laws. That's what them Floridians think.
Yeah.
that self-defense law is going to help them.
Yeah.
So the discussion on Florida's self-defense laws and racial bias. Lorenz faces up to 30 years in prison, and she's waiting for sentencing to be scheduled. Crump is their lawyer.
Benjamin Crump.
Yeah. This was when I covered this story, it was 4 kids who they live in like an apartment complex, and they were playing outside, and then somebody threw like their balls or something, football or something, and it went in her on her lawn. Okay. And she was just one of those older women. I mean, you grow up with them that just don't want the kids around, don't feel like being bothered. Like the old cat that be like, don't pet me.
But you take a gun, though?
No, that's what they're saying. But the mother came over and was just, knocked on the door. And I think she shot through the door.
She shot through the door.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah. So
that's how there's no defense with that. She wasn't directly in front of you. It was a door that you shot through. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how you can defend it.
Yeah, she didn't come through the door.
Yeah.
Exactly. You could have just not answered the door.
Pretty much.
All right. So
well, how about you call the cops if you're that scared?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. She was ready.
She was in the house and shot
through the door.
Oh, I'm thinking the person outside shot inside.
No,
she was inside and shot outside.
The old lady, the white lady, 60-year-old. She was in her house. The mother came and knocked on the door.
Oh, and she just fired.
The old lady, yeah. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Yeah. All right. This next story is Glenn Simmons, who holds the grim record of the longest time incarcerated before being exonerated in U.S. history. Wow. He has reached a partial settlement with Edmond, Oklahoma, nearly 50 years after his wrongful conviction.
50 years, wow.
50 years.
I hope whatever number you say has 50 in it, but go ahead.
Nope.
Double.
Yeah, 50 years. Simmons, who was just 22 years old at the time of his incarceration, and I think I told you how old he is, 71. So Simmons, who was just 22 years old at the time of his incarceration, spent a staggering 48 years behind bars. That's like 1976. Before being wrongfully convicted of the murder of Carolyn Rogers, who was killed at an Edmond liquor store in 1974.
Do you have the color of her?
She's a white woman.
Okay.
Yeah. Despite lacking physical evidence linking him to the crime scene. Now, you heard that part. There was no physical evidence linking him to the crime scene. And he had multiple alibi witnesses. The Edmond City Council agreed to a $7.2 million settlement. So he got $7.2 million. Through the settlement came without an admission of liability. Simmons, who is now 71, has been living with cancer since 2021. He plans to use the settlement funds to continue his treatment and improve his quality of life. So District Judge Amy Palable's ruling confirms Simmons innocent and stating that the court finds by clear and convincing evidence that the offense for which Mr. Simmons was convicted was not committed by Mr. Simmons. His attorney, Elizabeth Wang, noted Mr. Simmons spent a tragic amount of time incarcerated for a crime that he did not commit, emphasizing the profound injustice Simmons endured. Despite the financial compensation, Simmons reflects that what happened can't be undone, but there can be accountability, and remains uncertain that the future as he awaits ongoing claims against other defendants.
What color was the judge? Do you know?
In 1974?
No, this new judge.
I'm not sure, but it looks like District Judge Amy Palumbos, Palumbos, Palumbos.
Okay.
So, and then his lawyer name is Elizabeth Wang.
So shout out to her. What was the judge name? Let me Google her real quick.
The judge name is Amy Palumbo, Palumbo. Yeah.
Palumbo.
Yep.
me
Amy
see.
Palumbo.
Yeah, it looks like. Hold on. Let me put judge in front of it.
Judge Amy Palumbo. Looks like Edmond, Oklahoma.
Yes, it looks like she's of the Caucasian persuasion, and I am extremely thankful for her for righting a wrong. So thank you for that, Amy Palumbo. Amy, right?
Amy, yeah.
Amy Palumbo. Thank you for that. And Miss Wang, right?
Elizabeth Wang, his attorney.
His attorney. Thank you for that.
You know, when you said, 50 years, it should be a 50 in there. I mean, it should be somewhere stated you get $1 million
every
year.
Yep.
Something. I mean, there's people who've been exonerated. Pennsylvania. My sister, she has United for Strife.
Right? Did you say he got 71.2 million?
He got 7
million.
point.
7.
Oh, just 7?
Yes.
Yeah, $7.2 million.
Yes.
7.2.
Yeah. And he's been in there for 50 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, and Pennsylvania has
that's not enough.
No,
that's not enough
at all.
Pennsylvania exonerees, it's in the bylaws or whatever it is, they do not get paid. It's other states that if you get exonerated and you didn't commit the crime, they pay you. They have their amount. Pennsylvania does not have that.
Trash.
So you can let people go and say, "Oh, we're sorry,"
My
and
bad.
don't give them a dime.
They can just be like, my bad.
They can take it to civil court, but it doesn't guarantee that they'll get paid. But how you going to say I was wrong and not give them money?
You give them money, but to me, it's never enough.
Yeah.
Never, but at least you're getting something. Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, they don't get nothing.
Yeah. It's never enough. And then because time, you can't get back time.
Yeah.
You go in at 22.
22.
And you come out in your 70s. Your life is gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It should be
at this point.
And he has cancer.
Yeah, at this point, you have to pay me because I don't have no Social Security or no pension or nothing.
What if they paid you nothing?
Time. So you have to pay me just so I can live the rest of my life out
What
here.
if they paid nothing and still said that they're exonerated? They feel like you should just be happy we letting you go for a crime you didn't even commit.
Oh, you gotta eat that.
Yeah.
Nah. $1 million a year.
So do we know how they found out he didn't do it?
I'm not sure, but there are processes that people who are on death row that they have someone else look at it and comb it, and I'm quite sure that may have happened with him.
So it's this show that I love watching all those crime shows, but there's one that what they've been doing is they picked a handful of cases, and I don't know how they picked these cases, but they pick a handful of cases from years ago, right? Because technology has advanced so much, because back then, they did the dusting of the fingerprints and stuff like that, but that was it. DNA is very new. So stuff that happened in the 70s, DNA wasn't a thing then where they could look for. So now they have like a handful of cases that they pick, and they're pulling them back open, and then they're checking actual DNA and stuff like that, and they're finding out that people that they've charged were not the real murderers or whatever, and that's how a lot of this stuff is unfolding.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they select the cases. And in situations like that where someone feels or knows they didn't do something, I feel like that's the first step. They should be like, hello, me over here.
They have something called the Project.
Redo mine.
They have something called the Project Innocence or Innocent Project, and they have a system where if you're on death row, I think after 5 years or something, somebody outside of the state is supposed to look at it, which with non-biased eyes, and then comb through it. Which in his case, when you ask me how did they find out, they found it because suppressed evidence that had been hidden for decades. This included supporting alibis he had. They didn't take none of his alibis, none of his witnesses into consideration, although they took witnesses from
The other side.
Yeah, and there was no physical evidence. So no physical evidence, nothing that linked him to it.
Unbelievable.
I guess they just saw a body, a black man, a white woman dead.
So this was the good news that he was out.
Yes.
Just checking. Gotta check with Sparks.
I'm not gonna do it like that. Oh man.
Good news. He out and got 7.2 mil.
Nah, that right there, I don't know. Cause I know he like, yo, I think it should be $1 million a year.
His story alone was good news and bad news.
Yeah,
good news
it
is
was.
he out. Bad news
Yeah.
is you ain't get that much bread.
Somebody
So,
needs to make
put
a
that
change
put
there.
that back up. See, you had
Which
to.
one?
I noticed her good news, bad news sign. On the side, you got the good news, with the happy face, and then the bad news at the front. We need to start having people vote which one they fit. Let them
I know,
let the listeners click on what they thought the story was.
That was your good news and your bad news from Classy Lady Sparkle.
Good news and bad news from Classy Lady Sparkle. I'm your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Classy Lady
and
Sparkle.
the beautiful
Lady Esther.
and the beautiful. There you go. It's on to y'all too. All right, so what you got? Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to check. I'm about to say don't go nowhere, but I need you to go somewhere into next Saturday.
Next week,
and we'll be here, and we're gonna have some more dynamic interviews. Am I here next week? I think I'm still here next week. And so we're gonna have some more dynamic interviews. We're gonna have some more good news and bad news, maybe the sizzle, and we're gonna continue doing what we do, and really appreciate what you guys been doing. You've been supporting, following us, and we've been making a lot of momentum, and we're not going anywhere. We here like last year. Where they at? They right there. Hey, that's
Number
right.
one time.
Charles Gregory in the building. We talk weekly, and we out here like last
Peace,
year.
y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.